I'm going to make a quick video on how to create an exit slip. This format is going to be pretty basic. For PE and health, there's not really any great opportunity to give homework, especially in PE. So this is a good way to, um, ask questions and see if your students are truly understanding what's being taught and actually paying attention, when you're talking about different things. So probably just be 3 or 4 questions, and to save paper, especially if you're doing an exit slip every day or multiple days a week, you don't want to be running through how many ever sheets of paper you actually use. So we're going to try and fit this on 2 on 1 page, and if not, we might just have to shrink some stuff up. No big deal, but so we'll type out a couple questions, get the students thinking, but you don't want to make it too hard as well because this is something they do with the last couple minutes of class. Like I said, just to see if they've been paying attention or truly grasping what's being taught. So today we're just gonna do a mock volleyball lesson. We just got done doing volleyball. So we'll say the first question will be something along the regards of like how you hit a volleyball. So we'll say, what are 2 different ways to hit a volleyball? How about? So you can say, whoops, not the greatest typer, but you could say bump, set, or spike. Those are the 3 basics that, let's say this is for a middle school class that you could ask, that they can remember that term or that quick phrase in their head, and they only have to name 2 of them. They can name 3 if they want. And then we'll leave a little space for them to write and go on to our next question. Like I said, probably only be a couple questions, but next we'll do something that probably is more regarding to the game itself and how it's scored and the regulation and rules to it. So we'll say how many points are scored in a typical match. Points are scored in a typical match. Not the greatest typer, like I said, but so that would be 25, at least at the high school level, which we would be teaching them. So next, you want to kind of ask maybe something more history based or to do with just nothing to do with the scoring or like the actual play itself. So I have here, name 1 history fact that was just named in today's class. Something basic, maybe you go through different things or any type of fact that was mentioned throughout the class they can put here. So name 1 history or interesting fact mentioned in today's class. This is kind of an open-ended question. It's up to them. There's not really a right or wrong answer. And lastly, to give the students kind of a say in, a say in how the class went, you can ask on a scale of 1 to 10, or a scale from 1 to 10, or 1 to 10, whatever, how enjoyable was today's activity or class. We'll say activity. So here, this kind of gives them a choice and a say. It's something simple. They just have to write a number. They don't have to explain themselves why or why not they liked it. Just give us a number and kind of a rough estimate, because some students are going to like things like volleyball and some may not. But if you do an activity that 95% of the class does not find enjoyable, maybe it's a good indicator that you need to find a different approach to teach a certain lesson or a certain activity. But with that being said, you can easily just copy it, and we'll space down just a little bit. Paste it, and there you go. You might even be able to get 3 on that. But so that's just a quick approach to how to creating an exit slip. It's a very basic way. It's something that can be done like I just did in 5 minutes right before you start the day. It's not something that has to be done very quick, very often. So I hope you enjoyed.